Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We are in episode 4. I feel like on Sesame Street. Going to start making the numbers out for you. Of the diet ladder, contest diet ladder. And we're going to be talking about how you take the macronutrient profile that we created last time and turn it into meal planning, which means how many meals are you going to eat, how much time between meal, how are you going to make that all into an effective timing regiment. So tell us how to do it, Adam.
Yeah, so one of the first considerations with timing for me is going to be pre and post workout nutrition. We want to make sure we're fueled well in the gym, but then again, not eating so much that you're just activating that rest and digest response. And then you have a crappy training session, and then therefore we could see how that could affect our calorie output. And then with the post workout, it's about embracing recovery. So actually making sure that you have a good source of protein that's low in fat and then some carbohydrates, according to your goal for recovery. It does not have to be a shake. It can be a whole food. That's something that a lot of people myth, I think, pretty regularly. So those are two important timing considerations. And I would say those are the biggest ones. And then when you go across the whole day, just making sure your meal sizes and space between them are enough for you to impact, weight loss or depleting blood sugar, so then you can deplete glycogen and then be in that third metabolic position of losing body fat. There's a lot of things that people do that can prevent them from doing that, whether they're consuming very long meals where they might eat for, let's say they snack for an hour and that's them eating at their desk versus sitting down and actually finishing the meal. Or they could be drinking like artificial sweeteners a lot in between the meals and not reaching that fasted state. So this is a pretty broad one, obviously, but that is why timing is so important.
Yeah, and when I was years and years ago really investigating all of the concepts necessary for the best type of performance dieting, I created the concept of making sure that your pre and your post-workout meals were the most effective, because when you are dieting at the most aggressive level, you're depleted, you're going well below your metabolic set point, you know what a grind daily life is, let alone having an effective training session. And so, to make sure that that's the window of your day, that you're still a performance athlete, that you feel your best, and then you're using something good for recovery afterwards, that can even help with hunger later. So if you feel like you're going to really skimp in that area so you can eat more later, that's where you really are using so much of your calorie base in terms of expenditure per day, that if you're not fueling for it and recovering after, you could be exacerbating all of that, extra hunger later in the day. So I really find like even on a minimum amount of calories for a lot of different body types, sandwiching that workout with better nutrition makes it so much easier to get through the rest of your day. Less hunger, more energy, less feelings of depletion. Then I think it is up to kind of preference, Adam. I know some people like bigger, less frequent meals, and that can work for some people to get a little bit more filled up. So maybe they only eat 4 meals a day. Other people really feel better, having 5 or 6 or even 7 smaller meals. So there's a lot of reason to experiment. And most of the meta-analysis of all the studies out there on meal timing show that there's very little result change between 2 or 3 meals and maybe 6 to 8 meals a day. So as long as the calories are the same, you really have a lot of room there for just preference.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's good to kind of touch on the possible mishaps with, long range consuming and just like having that surge of amino acids all day. It's a pretty common mistake. People think that the BCAAs are free, and because they taste good, they drink them all day. So it more so becomes a calorie issue than a sweetener issue, but the sweeteners can cause an effect as well.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, if you're constantly just getting that drip of even amino acids, that your body's going to use that for energy. So a lot of things, guys, even just day to day can change based on your hunger levels, your sleep, the type of training you did that day. not every day has to be the exact same, but it's a good reason to experiment and find what works for you. So we're going to move on, and in the next episode, we're going to start talking about some other smaller things that can also be very nuanced to give you that edge. So stay tuned in Contest Prep University.